Hello, I'm the Pirate Novelist, your captain through the Rough Season Media, and it's that time of year again, time to talk about Record Store Day. So it is that time of year again, time to talk about Record Store Day. Record Store Day is basically Christmas for us record collectors, so wanted to talk about my day, talk about what I found. I'm actually posting this the day after because I had a guest over like I had last year, so wanted to hang out with him and do a bunch of things. So I'm just now today, the day after Record Store Day, able to get this filmed and up for you guys. But first, I just wanted to talk about a couple of things that I got before Record Store Day as a kind of an addendum to the last video for the pickups. There was one record I had stated that I was waiting on from my friend, which would be the fourth or fifth record for my epic birthday. And then also I got some money from my aunt and I picked up two records as well. So I'd like to show you those first before we get to the Record Store Day fun stuff. The first one that was a gift is one that I've wanted for a while. And this is my favorite album by this band. And it's by the band Volbeat, and it's Guitar Gangsters and Cadillac Blood. This is just on Standard Black, but this is my favorite album by theirs. And it does come with a really nice, here, let's take a look, lyrical inner sleeve. Very thick cardboard, and it is just, here, let me go ahead and pull this out very quickly, just so I can show you how cool the labels are. Let me go put this down here, sorry guys. It's just on Standard Black. So very happy to have this. It sounds fantastic. And I am just 3 records away from finishing my Volbeat collection. I am missing their first 2 albums and their most recent album. So very happy to have this and very thankful to have this. The next 2 I picked up were basically gifts from my aunts. Got some money from my aunts and decided to pop it over to the record store. One was a new record, another one was used. And I think Vinyl Collector James had a little bit of a say in this one, but it's Cocteau Twins, Akagini, Kookaburra, Quizquos, and Rocco. Very cool EP. This is on 4AD Records. And this is just black vinyl, but I think, yes, very nice inner sleeve by the person who had it before me. That's what the label happens to look like. Fantastic sounding EP, so I am definitely going to be looking for some more Cocteau Twins, but it was very reasonably priced for what I had paid. I thought that it might be a bit more than it was, but very happy to have some Cocteau Twins, and here's the back again in my collection. And the other one I have picked up is a pressing of the National's Boxer. I felt that if I was going to get into some National, or the music by the National, I'd pick this up. I have heard of the song Blood Buzz Ohio off their newest album. I'm a brain fart right now, so I'll probably just put it on the screen of what that album is, but this is on black as well. I've always liked whenever a band happens to put anything out on a really nice inner sleeve. I'll just show you the labels really quick. I really like the back label. It's just a square. Fantastic sounding album. I think when I actually got this, I listened to it at least like 2 times that day. And this one happens just to be in very heavy rotation for me. Let me go ahead and put this back. The other album that is in heavy rotation right now is, of course, Night Alive's Limitless, but this is about 10 years old. And this is related to somewhat to something that I picked up for Record Store Day. So that about wraps it up. These three, let me just show you as a recap. Oh, goodness me. These three that I'm about to show you, again, are what I picked up recently before Record Store Day. So I got up with my buddy who happened to come along last time, and we got there, I want to say, about 4 o'clock. And I had been farthest back that I've been in a while, number 16 and 17. My friend actually picked up a couple things as well, and I'll talk about that in tow as we go along. But he was just there to hang out with me, which is kind of cool. Black Friday Record Store Day, I was number 1 in line, which was kind of cool, and it was spoiled, I'll admit. I was very spoiled, but that's usually the one that is less people. This is the big day, and I was very happy to be in the first batch of people that could come through. With Record Store Day, there was obviously some free stuff, so I think Chris over at Bull Moose talked about the Record Store Day bag, and it looks like this. Nothing on the back, unlike their Bull Moose, like their actual store, but I really like this bag. I think this is one of my favorite bags from the past couple of years. And some of the free stuff I'll just go very briefly over. If I could grab everything. Because there's one other item I want to take just a little bit more time to talk about in this bag here. But you did get some pins, so here's a square pin that says recordstoreday.com. I really like this one. You have a pin from Run the Jewels. You had one of these Record Store Day sampler CDs. You add this to the collection. I still have yet to listen to the other ones. I will do so. And then a whole new, the new whole Burbank catalog, Much of the World, is sometimes covered by darkness. This is a Warner Brothers sampler. I really like some of the songs on here. There's a song by Kimbra, as I like to say, a song by Lights, a song by Family of the Year, and a song by Linkin Park and Mastodon. So some really good stuff, and I really like the CD because it happens to be the Warner Brothers label. And then, because my store partners with the Norva, I'm in Virginia, so they were talking about the upcoming St. Vincent show. I cannot make that show, but I definitely think this is kind of cool, and it's going to be an evening with St. Vincent, so there's not going to be any opening acts, probably. I definitely know I'm not going to make this out to the show, but this is a nice little consolation prize. And speaking of prizes, my store often does raffles, and this year they partnered with a local record station, and one of the DJs was out there, Arlo Guthrie. If you know some of his music, he's semi-famous, but he was doing some trivia questions, and I happened to win a Blu-ray. Make sure there's nothing left in the bag, and it was of La La Land. So I had not seen it. There was a couple of other ones that were interesting, but this just went out to me. I've wanted to hear the soundtrack. I know it's really good on vinyl, but I love musicals. I haven't had a chance to watch this yet, as you can see. It's unopened, but very actually happy to have this. So that kind of goes over the early stuff. Again, waited about 4, got 16th in line, and got pretty much everything that I had wanted. I did not get the Sucker Punch soundtrack, which was something I had no idea about and saw on like the last minute. I was waiting to go through, so I passed on that. There was a release for a very close friend of mine that he had actually wanted. I actually didn't see it until I was like 2 seconds before I got through the line, so I quickly picked them up for him, so I'm going to be sending it to him. So I know he's very thankful for that. I did not pick up the Taylor Swift releases. I could probably pick those up another time. I mean, yes, they're exclusive color, but at the same time, there was some other things on my list at that point. You know, you have to have a budget. I can't overspend, to be completely honest. So I even overspent with what I got here. So I'm going to go over what I got for Record Store Day and what my friend got for Record Store Day. I got about 4 things to show you here. The first one being the Soundgarden A-Sides release. This has really everything I could want for a current, right now, Soundgarden release until I get all their albums, because Soundgarden's one of my favorite bands, but this is going to hold me over, mainly because it did not have a couple of these songs, and for me it was just worth it enough, the price tag for these songs, just to go over. It's mainly for Jesus Christ Pose, Outshine, Rusty Cage, Spoon Man, The Day I Try to Live is mainly the reason why I bought this, Black Hole Sun, and then Fell on Black Days, because I do have the release that was before this. This was before their final album, so this was kind of a compilation that came out beforehand. This is on really thick, heavy vinyl. It comes with a really awesome gatefold of all the band members. You can tell this is a little earlier with Chris's hair, the way it is. It came with the download code. What I love about Soundgarden, their download codes is their download codes look a lot like the album. It came with 2 really awesome art prints. I always love Soundgarden releases when it's a gatefold, because they always tend to go above and beyond with a little bit of extra material, and that's what I like about that. Another one that I was really interested in, which I did not pick up, was the Dwarves EP, but you know, it wasn't like a life or death, need to have it kind of deal. I always keep the hype sticker, so if I happen to find it real quick, I will show it to you. Ah, yes, there it is. If I can get that to pull out, I always keep the hype sticker. If you didn't get to see it with the shrink wrap on, you got a hype sticker that looked exactly like this. This is a really pretty colored vinyl. I mean, I do love standard black vinyl, but whenever an artist kind of goes above and beyond to put something on a colored vinyl, I am very happy. I am not happy that it's on a white paper sleeve, but I will fix that eventually. The first record is on a really cool green and black splatter. It's kind of dark, probably, as you can see on the camera if you do. If not, it's got black and green splatter. But when you hold it up to the light, there's a little piece of paper on there. But when you hold it up to the light, it looks just absolutely stunning. And I think it fits the mood of Soundgarden. Just a second to put this back in here so I could show you the other record. And this one is also on green, but it's on a different type of green. And it is a green and white splatter. So, same deal as the other one. When you put it up through the light, it looks absolutely stunning. I think side 4, even though it has not the songs I'm looking for on it. I mean, I love all the songs on this, absolutely, but side 4 is probably my favorite colored side out of the Soundgarden sides here. And it seems I'm struggling with this paper sleeve. As of the filming of this video, I've only listened to 2 of the releases, and this is not being one of them. So as this video is being uploaded, I am going to be cranking this on and just relaxing. So anybody who went out to Record Store Day, if I haven't checked out your video yet, I will definitely do so. But leave me a comment in the comments down below with what you got if you don't happen to film any videos, because I'd love to hear what you got and what your experiences were, because everywhere is different. I was lucky to get everything I had wanted, but of course I live in a crowded city with 3 Record Store Day stores, so you know, there's going to be crowding up to a certain degree. So again, the first one is Soundgarden, the A-Sides. The next one I want to show you is one that I didn't talk too much about, but I just had to pick it up because I figured I didn't have anything by this artist, and when it was kind of eerily creepy that just soon after I did my vinyl tag video, The lead singer of this particular band committed suicide, so I figured I behooved it to me to have this in my collection, and it just had a couple of songs on here that I just really wanted to hear this rendition of live, and I got the Linkin Park One More Light live, and this is another double album. It's not a gatefold, which I find interesting, but it's really thick enough to hold that. I got a number 1056. I don't know if you can see that well enough. It came with a whole bunch of cool hype stickers, including it came with a certificate and to win some stuff, and it's really cool. I love the art print in this. This is just stunning. It's a 10-inch art print, and it just gives a whole bunch of information. And I have not read this yet, but when I definitely go to take a listen to this, I will read that whole thing. This is on a really cool color variation, but let me get you those hype stickers. Let me get, those hype stickers real quick. So it came with, just a moment. Here was the hype sticker off to the side. Again, the reason I'm showing these is if you didn't get to see it in the shrink wrap in another video, you'll at least get to see what it looks like with the hype stickers, and then of course the classic Record Store Day sticker. I don't have very many more of those as of recent. I don't know why, which is kind of interesting. But oh, and that flew out. So both of these are the same color, so I'm not going to bother showing you both of them. But if you've seen a couple of my videos, I actually have one record that is this same color almost, but it's on a really cool gold and black splatter. My Hailstorm 10-inch from a couple of years ago for Record Store Day is the same color. Well, pretty much the same color in my opinion. Again, this is actually the one that I have not listened to along with the Soundgarden one, but I'm really looking forward to actually sitting down and enjoying this. I haven't heard much of here's the other color, of One More Light. Didn't get to do too much into it. Again, like I had stated in my vinyl tag video, I was on the waiting side of listening to them for whatever reason, or I don't know what it was. I just didn't listen to them as much as I did at the time. But because of a couple of songs on here, and I just like to hear live renditions of music, I had to pick it up. One of my favorite albums that's not on vinyl, it's probably never going to be on vinyl, is one of the Pearl Jam bootlegs. They happened to play here in Hampton, Virginia, and I have a video for that. I'll link you in the description below so you can watch the diary of that. So this was a must for my collection just because I love live albums. Next up, speaking of live albums, when I was in line and I was number 16, the owner or everybody in line stated that there were only 3 of this one that I have in my hand. And I noticed there was a couple of the Linkin Park left, but I was very glad to have this. I think it was the first one to grab it. No, it was the second one to grab it. It's the National live in Brussels. So when I had heard about this, me and a friend of mine had talked about the National before. I really love this cover. It's very shiny. So I figred if I'm going to go and grab the live album, I might as well grab the studio album. And I really enjoyed the studio album. So it comes in a really nice inner sleeve. National, I think, are really good about their inner sleeves, in my opinion. But this is a really nice heavy cardstock. And then it is on clear vinyl. I listened to this, except for a few hicks and clicks here that need to be just updated on just cleaning it. It sounds absolutely fantastic. This is on 4AD. The same people that had that Cocteau Twins that I showed you earlier. So not too much to say on this. Just very happy to have it. And I was listening to Too Many Records. I actually had watched his Record Store Day video previously, and I had stated, well, would this be a good release for somebody who was trying to get into them? And he had stated that something looked like it was dirty on there. I apologize. that they change up their music a lot when they're live. I agree. I'm very glad I listened to the Boxer studio album because it made me appreciate this one a little bit more. And I'm looking forward to getting a bit more of the National, but a lot of these are Record Store Day first. I know that's kind of weird, but very happy to have this. Oh, and I forgot to show you. I apologize. I almost forgot. I had a brain fart. The hype sticker. This one just says Record Store Day exclusive. This is really a first, but it's exclusive. It's on clear vinyl. And as you already seen that, but I just wanted to show you the hype sticker. And the last one I want to talk about, I'm going to be honest, is probably going to scratch some heads. And this one wasn't talked about too much when I've seen a lot. I was watching a couple of videos as I was preparing to film and, get some things done this morning. I'm filming this in the afternoon. But I didn't see this one really in any videos, and it didn't surprise me as such. I knew this one wasn't going to be one that, completely knocked the door down for, but this one was sentimental value alone. And this was my number one for Record Store Day. I'm very glad to have a copy of it. There was quite a few, which I was kind of happy about. This one is the first time it's ever been pressed on record and vinyl, and this artist means a whole lot to me. And I bought this just for one particular song on the album because it connected me and my late father, and it also in many ways. So without further ado, it is Kenny Loggins' Return to Pooh Corner. This is a wonderful children's album. It includes covers of Somewhere Out There, Never Never Land, Pure Imagination, Rainbow Connection, The Last Unicorn, Love, Tura Lura, All the Pretty Ponies is a really good track. It's a very mellow album, and surprising to be a kid's album. You'd be surprised when you're sitting and listening to it how good everything is. It does, even though it's a kid's album, it doesn't necessarily mean it's bad. I think I love all the colors of the records. This one's colored. I love all the colors of the records that were for this Record Store Day. This is a We Are Vinyl, so it came with a digital download code. And this is the colored vinyl, first time on LP. Here's the hype sticker. But this was the first thing I listened to. Here's the lyrical inner sleeve, and this one is probably my favorite colored one out of the bunch, and it is on a white and purple marble, or marble splatter, because if you look on the other side, it's just absolutely stunning the way the colors are, and this sounds fantastic. The song that I wanted off this album is the title song, Return to Pooh Corner. The original song, House at Pooh Corner, was written by Loggins and Messina, and Kenny wrote the third verse for his son, his newborn son at the time, as you can tell by the photos. And that song connects me and my dad. Both me and him really enjoyed listening to Kenny Loggins, and he also loved watching Winnie the Pooh with me, and our favorite character was Tigger. So this was really just a sentimental one, and I'm very glad that I was absolutely able to get this. So thank you so very much for watching. If you went to Record Store Day, leave me a comment below, behooves you, and let me know what you got for Record Store Day. I've watched a whole ton of videos. I haven't had a chance to comment on any of those, so this year was really special. Just to go over what my friend got, he got the 7-inch of Turning Japanese. He got the same release, the Kenny Loggins release that I just showed you at the end of the video here for his brother, and he's always wanted Frankie Goes to Hollywood, so he finally got a pressing of that. I gave him my old turntable so he can at least listen somewhat to some records. So yeah, it was a very fruitful and wonderful day. I'm still tired from it, but I had a wonderful day, and I'm very happy with what I got. So until the next time, as I always say, when the waters get rough, keep on sailing. You can do it. I know you can. I believe in you. and I will see you in the next video.